All right, so today we're diving deep into the world of John North and his book, Evolvepreneur Secrets. If you're looking for some actionable strategies to build a successful online business, you've come to the right place.
And what's fascinating is that John's journey, as he describes it in his book, it didn't start with like Silicon Valley dreams. It started with something, a little more down-to-earth, chickens.
Okay, so chickens. I got to hear more to this chicken empire.
Right.
What can we learn from a young John North selling eggs?
Well, this anecdote, as John tells it, it speaks volumes about his entrepreneurial spirit, even as a kid. It wasn't just about, selling a few eggs here and there. It was about understanding profit margins, pricing. He even had the business acumen to shut down ventures that weren't meeting his standards.
Sounds like a tough cookie from the get-go. But it sounds like that early experience really set the stage for his later success, right? I mean, we're talking bank teller at 15.
Right.
Launching a computer business at the dawn of the PC boom. This guy was a natural.
Absolutely. And this is where I think that key theme of evolution emerges, which, permeates his entire book, really. He was an early adopter, for example, of mobile phones for business.
Wow.
Back when they were practically bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine the foresight?
That's wild. Okay, so he clearly had this knack for spotting trends, adapting quickly. It makes you wonder, what's the mobile phone of today that we're kind of taking for granted, but will be huge tomorrow?
It really does.
Right.
But it's important to note that John's path to success, wasn't without its obstacles. In fact, there was one event in particular that almost derailed everything.
Yeah, so his business was hit hard by the introduction of the GST tax in Australia.
Right.
We're talking 80% drop in revenue, practically overnight.
80%? I can't even imagine. That's got to be a punch to the gut for any business, let alone one that was, thriving.
It was a pivotal moment for him.
Yeah.
In his book, John actually talks about these difficult, should we close the business today meetings with his team. And, those kinds of situations are make it or break it for entrepreneur.
I bet those stories will resonate with a lot of listeners, you know? Facing down uncertainty and those really tough choices
is something that I think a lot of business owners know all too well. But what was John's next move? Because, spoiler alert, I don't think this is a closing the business story, is it?
You're right about that. This is where we see John's resilience truly shine through, right? He doesn't shy away from these failures in his book. He embraces them.
Wow.
He talks about the importance of learning from setbacks, adapting to the changing landscapes, knowing when to pivot.
And pivot he did. The book highlights how he went from the brink of bankruptcy to founding Evolve Global Publishing, which what's interesting is it seems to tie directly back to this experience, right? Helping other entrepreneurs navigate the often treacherous waters of writing and publishing books.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about his ability to turn, challenges into opportunities. And he didn't stop there. His latest venture, Evolvepreneur.app, is fascinating.
Yeah. From what you shared, it sounds like this platform is kind of a culmination of his entrepreneurial journey so far, right? Kind of like a one-stop shop for building a successful online business. It's this systemization of his experience, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. He's taken his learnings from, selling those eggs as a kid to navigating the complexities of, the digital world today. And he sort of packaged them into the system that's designed to empower other entrepreneurs. And one of the things that really struck me was his incredibly streamlined approach to building an online presence.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. What does he consider the bare minimum for a successful online business? Because let's be honest, the online world can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes.
And that's where John's emphasis on simplicity really shines. He breaks it down into just 4 essential web pages.
4 pages. Okay, you have my attention. Tell me more.
He talks about the importance of having an opt-in page, which is designed to capture those, valuable contact details. Then there's the sales page, where you can really showcase your offerings in a clear and compelling way.
That makes sense. So how do you draw people to these pages in the first place?
Content, my friend. He stresses having a dedicated content page, right? This is where you're providing genuine value to your audience, establishing yourself as an authority, and ultimately, keeping them coming back for more.
All right, so we've got the opt-in page, the sales page, the content page. What's the 4th essential page?
The order page, of course. This is where you streamline that entire purchasing process, making it as easy as possible for your customers to, say yes.
Okay, I'm loving this focus on simplicity, but I imagine it's not just key about having these 4 pages. It's about what you do with them, right?
You hit the nail on the head. He also dives deep into the power of email marketing, outlining 2 specific email sequences that he believes are, just crucial. The click sequence and the buy sequence.
Okay, those sound intriguing. Break those down for me a bit further. What are they all about?
So he describes the click sequence as a way to sort of nurture leads, right? By guiding them toward valuable information. Think of it like gently leading them down a path of discovery.
Right.
The buy sequence, on the other hand, is all about conversion.
So it's about moving people from interested to I'm sold. I like it. But John's approach to marketing doesn't end there, does it? He has some pretty unique ideas about building an audience that I'm eager to get into.
You're talking about his lazy marketing philosophy, right?
Exactly. Let's dive into that because I have a feeling our listeners will find this particularly interesting. What is lazy marketing and how does it fit into this bigger picture of building a successful online business? So spill the tea. What is this lazy marketing all about? It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it might sound a little counterintuitive, but John's a huge advocate for what he calls lazy marketing, which really boils down to leveraging the power of podcasting.
Podcasting. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's about like connecting with your audience in a more relaxed, conversational way, right?
Exactly. He argues that podcasting is a fantastic way to build those genuine relationships with your listeners, establish your expertise and subtly position yourself as that go-to resource in your field.
It's about providing value, sparking those conversations,
Yeah.
letting people get to know the person behind the brand, right? But John doesn't just tell you to hit record and hope for the best, does he?
You know John. He's all about that actionable advice.
Right.
His book actually provides a step-by-step guide to launching, growing, and even monetizing a podcast.
Right.
He even goes so far as to share his preferred podcasting platform with his readers.
Right, that's putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
He really lives and breathes this stuff, doesn't he?
Absolutely. And this all ties back to a bigger theme in his book, which is, owning your platform, owning your audience.
Right.
He's very wary of relying too heavily on these social media giants that, could change their algorithms or policies on a whim.
Which, let's be honest, happens all the time. It's like building your dream house on rented land.
Precisely. And that's where this concept of narrow and deep comes into play, which I think is crucial in today's online world.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone,
Right.
he encourages entrepreneurs to really focus on a specific niche and become a true authority in that space.
So it's not just about building a business, it's about building a movement, right? Finding your tribe, so to speak.
Exactly. It's about having that, clear point of view, that unique perspective, and a deep understanding of your audience's needs and desires.
Right.
What problems are they facing and how can you help them solve them?
It makes you think, what's your narrow and deep? And how can you build your own platform to share it with the world? John North's journey from chicken farmer to digital pioneer shows us that with the right mindset, a bit of grit, and a whole lot of heart, anything is possible. So to our listener, we ask, what will you evolve into?